Impact vlogs. Show them some love.
I mean, you're talking about a global vaccination program.
A global vaccination program.
Without a vaccine that hasn't been fully developed yet, and a massive scaling up of how to produce one or several vaccines. I mean, it's mind-boggling to think about this effort. Well, I want to ask you, you mentioned side effects. The side effects for the Moderna vaccine sound concerning. We looked.
Don't!
After the second dose, at least 80% of participants experienced a systemic side effect.
Don't!
Multi-billion-dollar Gill Bates, who's not an elected official, as though that mattered anymore. He's not a doctor. He's not a medical expert. Heck, he's not even able to build a computer that's not vulnerable to major viruses. And yet, somehow, he's helping to lift the cloud that we're all living under. Right, Anderson Cooper?
Bill Gates is helping to lift the cloud that we're all living under.
What the hell did you just say?
Bill Gates is helping to lift the cloud that we're all living under.
Now, what I want you to do, Mr. Bates, is take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. And let's talk about Gill Bates' interview with CBS teleprompter reader Norah O'Donnell about the horrible side effects of the Gill Bates-funded you-know-what.
Well, I want to ask you, you mentioned side effects. The side effects for the Moderna vaccine sound concerning. We looked. After the second dose, at least 80% of participants experienced a systemic side effect.
Now, when you listen to Gill Bates, I mean, really listen to him, you can't help but think, this guy is articulate. He's direct. He's precise in his language and just so darn easy to listen to and understand.
The very high risk of death. And so, but that, some of the infection risk, and so now, but it's kind of not as titillating to say, Cooper's innocent. As you do, the accusation.
I'm sorry, the what?
The accusation.
Acquisition?
The accusation.
All right, let's just proceed with the impeccable articulation.
The accusation. And so it kind of it is really unexpected that you wouldn't let the experts share through been muzzled fortunately the actual after the deaths as the next biggest cost, and one that that this is totally a political thing where it's black and white.
Now, at this point in the video, I bet you're sitting there tempted to think, you know what? If that old Gill Bates was in the car manufacturing business, I bet you anything my car would crash twice a day for no frickin' reason. And when it died on the side of the freeway, I'd have to pull off to the side of the road, close all the windows, shut off the car, restart it, open the windows back up before I'd even be allowed to proceed. And of course, the airbags wouldn't deploy until you got a message from the dashboard saying, "Are you sure you want to perform this function?" Now let's take a quick look at Norah O'Donnell's question to Bill Gates.
Well, I want to ask you, you mentioned side effects. The side effects for the Moderna vaccine sound concerning. We looked.
Don't!
After the second dose, at least 80% of participants experienced a systemic side effect.
Bill's like, my God, this chick done gone off the script.
Ranging from severe chills to fevers.
Don't!
So Are these vaccines safe?
Well, the FDA, not being pressured, will look hard at that. The FDA is the gold standard of regulators, and their current guidance on this, if they stick with that, is very, very appropriate. And you know, the side effects were not super severe. That is, it didn't cause permanent health problems for the things that they.
Wait, one more time?
And you know, the side effects were not super severe. That is, it didn't cause permanent health problems for the things that they.
The question was simple, Gill. Are these vaccines safe?
Are these vaccines safe?
Yeah, but some of that is not dramatic, where, you know, it's just, you know, super painful. But yes, they're.
Now, the point at which Nora O'Donnell makes this multi-billionaire eugenicist squirm is the point at which you'd probably be asking yourself, I wonder if Miss O'Donnell's going to have a job this time next month. And you could tell she hit right at home because old Bill starts getting a little bit fidgety and fumbles a little bit more with his words.
And you know,
You can't seem to come up with a convincing answer for the high percentage of adverse side effects, can you, Gill?
We need to make sure there's not severe side effects. The FDA, I think, will do a good job of that, despite the pressure.
Wait a minute, Gill. Let me get this straight. You think the FDA is going to do a good job releasing a safe and effective vaccine? And you're going to say that with a straight face, knowing the track record of the FDA?
You know, Moderna did have to go with a fairly high dose. And so, you know, to get the antibodies, some of the other vaccines are able to go with lower doses.
How does he even know? They don't even have a vaccine. So how does can he say they have to go with higher dosage to get the antibodies against what?
Get responses that are pretty high, including the J&J and the Pfizer. And so there's a lot of characteristics of these vaccines. It's great that we have multiple of them that are
Bill,
going out there. And yes, I think
you know the data
US
better than I do.
government.
But the data showed that everybody with a high dose had a side effect.
Yeah, but some of that is not dramatic, where, you know, it's just, you know, super painful. But yes, we need to make sure there's not severe side effects. The FDA, I think, will do a good job of that, despite the pressure.
Oh, kind of like Hitler did in the gas chambers? Come on, guys. Look at that. That's what they got in front of you, telling you to put a mask on and get this vaccine that you got to get every 30 days against something they don't even know. It's the end. Don't do nothing, they say.